I'm just the dumb bartender until they found out who I really was. I, 24 million, work as a bartender in a pretty high-end city lounge. Think polished marble counters, overpriced cocktails, and customers who think they're better than you just because they can drop $200 in a night without blinking. Now here's the thing. I'm not broke. In fact, I'm disgustingly well off. Family money. My grandfather built a chain of luxury hotels from scratch. My dad expanded them globally, and I get a nice little allowance from the trust fund that could buy me a new car every month if I wanted. But I don't flaunt it. I've always liked keeping my wealth under wraps, partly because I hate fake friends, and partly because I actually enjoy working. Bartending is fun for me. I get to meet people, hear wild stories, and watch drunk strangers embarrass themselves. But to the regulars and even some coworkers, I'm just the bartender. And apparently that means I'm fair game for every insult, judgment, and passive-aggressive comment. It began with this one guy, Jeff. Think trust fund, frat boy vibes, but without the subtlety. He'd come in with his friends, order the most ridiculous drinks, half of which weren't even on the menu, and then tip in loose change, like it was a joke. Once, after I handed him his drink, he smirked and said, "Bet you wish you could afford one of these instead of serving them, huh?" I laughed it off. I've dealt with worse. But then he started telling his friends loudly that I was probably barely scraping rent and that I should try real college instead of whatever trade school bartenders go to. Now here's where it gets interesting. Jeff started bringing his new girlfriend, Vanessa. She was gorgeous. I'll give her that. But her attitude, pure gold digger energy. She'd glance at my watch, a very subtle but very expensive Patek Philippe, tilt her head and ask in that fake sweet tone, "Is that real?" When I said it was a gift, she smirked. From a customer? I didn't think bartenders got that kind of tip. I started noticing she flirt with me when Jeff wasn't looking. Playful touches, little winks, but then turned cold and snobby if he was around, like she didn't want to be seen giving the help attention. The lounge held a private after-hours party one weekend for VIP members. My boss asked me to bartend for it. Big money crowd, including some people from my actual life. One of my dad's business partners was there, and when he saw me, he lit up like I was his own kid. We started talking about a new hotel project in Dubai, which, yes, I was technically funding. Jeff and Vanessa were at the party too, of course. At first, they were laughing about how the bartender's trying to schmooze his way up. But then I watched Jeff's face fall as the business partner started introducing me to other guests. Not as the bartender, but as Daniel, son of the man who owns the Sterling Hotels. The rest of the night was delicious. People who wouldn't give me the time of day before were suddenly offering me drinks, asking about my investments, trying to act like we'd been buddies all along. Vanessa suddenly had her hand on my arm, telling me she always knew there was something different about me. I smiled, played along, but I didn't forget the months of little digs and disrespect. 2 weeks later, I walked into the lounge as a customer for the first time. I sat at the bar. Jeff was filling in for a shift. Turns out he was working part-time there now. Apparently his dad cut him off. I ordered the most complicated drink possible, tipped him in loose change, and smiled. Before I left, I slid my real tip across the counter. A hotel card key with my name on it and the words, "Presidential Suite. 3 nights. Complimentary. Courtesy of the bartender you underestimated." The look on his face? Worth every single insult.